여러분 안녕. Today we are talking about Manone Sarang or Witch's Love, which is a new drama that just started on Viki. Um, Obviously about witches, and it stars Hongbin from VIX, who is my favorite group ever in the world. Um, Bean's not high up on my bias list. I do very much enjoy him as a performer, but I like him quite a lot as an actor. I think he's a really talented actor. So when I heard he was in a new drama, I was all about it. Plus, it's about witches, and I'm all for the supernatural stuff. That's why Goblin is my favorite drama, and William Hakyo I loved a lot, which is also Hongbin drama. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're 2 episodes in, and I already really like it. Um, I feel bad for the girl. I'm not at the point where I know every character's name yet, and I'm horrible with names. But she got this boyfriend that what a lot of people don't associate the term gold digger with guys, but they should because they can be just as gold diggerish as women. And we see that with her boyfriend, who's just with her because he thinks she's going to be inheriting property and lots of money. And he's a scumbag. He's a dirty, dirty scumbag. Um, I mean, the building they think that they own, they don't own, right? They own this it's like a rice soup restaurant thing. They've had it forever, but they thought they owned it, and apparently they don't because the old man died. And somewhere in 50 years, they never thought to check on him or whatever, or check that they had everything that they needed to have, or that it was in presentable order for people to be able to read it should the need ever arise. So now they don't own it, right? And the guy who bought it, I'm calling it now. The girl is most likely going to end up with him. The boyfriend's out because she caught him being all kinds of shady, nasty. But yeah, like I'm calling it now. He wants it because I don't know. He got the first thing that you see is this kid, and he's bleeding from like here, which really my main concern is finding out why he was bleeding from the chest in the middle of the night walking down the street. That's my main priority with the storyline right now. Okay, not why Hongbin came off a plane filthy, dirty, disgusting, gross. Um, it's you know why like 20 years ago was this kid bleeding from the chest in the middle of the night and taken into a building and cared for by God knows who at this point. Um, but I don't know. Apparently, he had some obsession with finding the place because now he has, and he's managed to obtain it for himself. And I don't know. I don't know if he just wants them out or what he wants, but he's charging them rent, and it's a ridiculous amount. So she's gonna end up with him, I think, probably at some point sooner rather than later, because these shows are not ever that long, really. So, um, like in the first 2 episodes of a show, most of the time, nothing much really happens. Sometimes you have to give shows a couple of episodes to really get a good impression of what they're trying to do. But this one, I think, is doing pretty good. Like, you got a lot of stuff in the first episode about like their magic and how apparently they're not considered people. They keep referring to people and humans as if they're something else. The witches are something else other than human. What I've never heard of stories where witches were considered unhuman. Um, I shouldn't say that. There are some things where people are like, "Oh, you sold your soul. You're not a person anymore. That's how you got your magic." But um, this one just refers like they're just born and not that they're born out of nothing, but when they're born, they're not born from people. and you can lose your magic. The poor girl's on the verge of losing her magic because she thinks she loves this scumbag, dirtbag boyfriend, gold digger that he is, horrible gold digger person. Anyway, yeah, they all have marks, and hers is flickering, and I guess that's bad. So I don't know. Like, if she knew about that, like, why was she not checking herself? Like, I would be checking, especially when it's like right here. Like, wouldn't you see that? Wouldn't you? Maybe she was just like actively ignoring it and didn't think anything of it until one of the Hamlini said, "Hey, by the way, this isn't right. You know, if he loved you, it would be shining brightly," she said, not flickering like a candle in the wind. But I don't know. She caught him in his philandering ways, and gonna say hopefully that's the end of that. But I really think she's gonna end up with the dude that bought their building, because that's the way these dramas go. They follow a pattern, and they tend to be very predictable. And I mean, I could, without even seeing the show, I could have looked at the freaking poster, and it's her, Hungbin, and this guy, and I'm gonna be like, this is him. It's gonna be him and her at the end, and because that's the way that they go. They're very predictable. I'd like to see a show that doesn't follow a pattern, but that's probably not likely to happen. All shows, even here, follow patterns. So, um, anytime I see one that's like supernaturally, I'm all about it. I don't care if I can predict it from 5 minutes in episode one. I will watch it, and I'll probably like it. Especially if you throw in an idol. Even though I'm not Hungbin biased, I do really like him as an actor. Um, so I go into these dramas with like kind of decent expectations for it. Not to say they've all been good. I mean, N's last drama, Perfect Wife, I couldn't sit through because she was just too crazy. If you saw that one, she was a little too, and I couldn't buy it, couldn't get into it. So, this, even though it's like supernaturally, it's believable. You know, they have these powers that they can do everything with. Like, she saves a baby and she's using her magic to cook, but apparently you're not supposed to do that. What's the point of having these powers if they can't use them? I understand not using them where people can see you, but she was careful about it, you know, for the most part, except for the cooking bit when she got scared and then broke everything. But, you know, nobody's seeing her. And now that her magic is weakened, her Harmony says, oh, the only way for you to, you know, take back that magic or earn back that magic is by cooking in the restaurant, which I don't know if that's true. If that's how her penance goes, maybe that's that family's thing. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Although there's often a lot of plot holes in these shows, so it remains to be seen. But I don't see where her using her magic to save an innocent baby. I mean, yeah, it was on the street, but she was very careful, and you know, nobody saw her, nobody noticed. I don't understand why that would be a bad thing, except for the fact that it's potentially leaving her vulnerable. But apparently, her mother lost her magic at some point somewhere, and now has nothing to do with them, or was exiled or something. I don't know. I don't know why. We're gonna find out. That's another thing I'd like to know besides the bleeding child. Um, I'd like to know what happened to her mother. I'm sure we'll get there probably 4 episodes from now, but we'll get there. And I wonder if she ends up in a relationship with this new guy, if that will affect her magic, or if it's only because the banker didn't honestly love her that it affected her magic, you know? If it's true love, does she keep her magic? Does it not affect her the way it was with this lying, cheating, gold digging scumbag that she was with for God knows how long. But yeah, so far so good. I like this. It's left me with questions. Not many. I'm sure there'll probably be more in the coming episodes. But it's intrigued me enough to keep watching. And it didn't take forever to bring Hongbin around, which I like. So, anyway, I feel like I probably pretty much just rambled this whole time. But if you sat through this, thanks a lot. And let me know what you think of Hongbin, or idols in general, for that matter, as actors. There might be a poll probably somewhere whether or not you enjoy acting idols or not, because I know some people really don't like them or think they shouldn't be in dramas, or that networks are just using them to get people to watch their shows, which is probably true. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.